yeah, so my parting shot is take time to learn yourself. If you're a single person, don't rush into marriage. Yes. Don't rush into marriage. Take time to learn what you love, to love it twice, to figure out what doesn't work and what works. I mean, take time. And I feel like relationships are a good thing, and they're also a bad thing depending on the amount of growth you have inside of yourself. And also when kids come, there's definitely a shift that takes place from the girl to the woman. Women are always gonna choose their kids, mostly the women who've learned from or have come from trauma that they definitely want to not pass down to their children. Women will always choose their kids before, and it's not like our mom's generations where they had to stick in these marriages because, like my aunt asked my sister, like, how did you do it all by yourself? And I remember my sister, because I constantly always asked her before I chose this road, like, how can I constantly be the one being asked for food, being the one, because I'm gonna be vulnerable and say, hata mimi nilikuwa naiona ikiwa, like, I saw it as such a hurdle. Like, how would I ever make without having providence from a man or from the child, from my father's from my kids father. I kept asking myself constantly and asking her, and I'm so grateful that I had a big sister who had experienced it. And some of it does go back to how we were raised by our dad. Maybe no wonder we chose the single life, because this is so much better. Like, what? I mean, okay, apart from hapo kukosa do, enye mwenye kona 3k ni tumieni. Apart from your place ya kukosa do sometimes, sisemi na ubaya, sitaki kuadvocate watu wengine, because you could be in a relationship that is so work, and it's nice because pia kukua single, if you're not ready to do like a lot of shadow work to deal with yourself, mostly if you don't like dealing with your own self, like your own capacity of self, mostly if you don't like dealing with your own self, utasikia kama inakuchokesha, utasikia kama this is such a burden to be by myself. Because there's always two sides to everything that happens on earth. Yes, ma'am. Yes. But the one thing I want you to learn, the one thing I want to share is you have to be so good at appreciating your own self, at appreciating who you are, even before others start appreciating you. You have to recognize it. And I remember my brother, like I was saying with my auntie, and me, my brother, when we moved into this place he'll now live, my brother was telling me that, you see, your sister has already figured out men. That's why she's so sure of herself that she's gonna do this by herself. And at first I always thought, oh dang, that's what does my brother mean? But I get it. Because the only person who can love you unconditionally is your kid. A man can never love. Like, he can never love. Like, he fantasizes about you. He has all these, curiosities, and his imagination can go wild with you. But once he has you, guess what happens? He start getting tired, or you start getting tired. Or maybe it doesn't fulfill, or maybe at it doesn't, satisfy to the imagination he had of you. This is reality of most relationships, mostly if you started off young. And what I will say is, if you can go back to your home and chill with your parents for a little bit, please do, because the amount of mental strength it takes you to even decide and accept that this is not working for me is a lot. And I understand why so many women, even my auntie at that age that she was in, asking my sister, like, how do you do it? How do you pay school fees? How do you show up for your kids? How are you there providing meals and a shelter, okay? And I understood how my sister was laughing, and she was like, God helps me. Because this is so true. This is so true. Like, God helps you. Through it all, He is so faithful. Even to these kids, He's just so faithful. And He's such a good God. Because He understands your heart. He understands where you're from. He's the only one who gets it. You know? So if you can choose to believe in yourself, to work on yourself as well, please do. Take up that route. Like, I'm looking at myself, and I was looking even at the past videos I've done. Oh my God, there is so much growth. There is so much growth. And I'm not ignoring my daughter, but I am. Because I feel that there's something like this has to be said. I really want to take these years to really take and be part and be intentional in raising her. I so badly want to I don't know if it's to sacrifice them, but that's not the right word, but I don't see myself as the big picture, but I see my daughter as the big picture. Yeah. And it's so sad, like I was saying in the morning in my journal, and it's so sad that if I'm gonna do this by myself, my daughter will never have the ability to, like, you know how they say a first love of a daughter is their dad. I feel so sad that she will never have that, because if he's not availing himself, I can never chase you down and you're a grown-ass man. I have grown up to see that my dad wasn't always there, but he provided. Whether he liked my mom, whether he did not, he still did it. Whether he remarried, he still acknowledged, the basic facts that I have a kid. And if you're going to be ignorant of that fact, why should I be your reminder? And I'm growing more and more realizing how Shara Steven says, anytime you want to prove to a man that you are a lady, keep quiet, keep walking, and keep choosing you. Keep choosing you. Choose your babies, choose yourself. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm not advocating for people to leave their marriages. No, please don't. If you have an awesome person who's faithful, who's loyal, who first of all, who knows that you don't have to ask me or tell me to my face that I'm the man of this house. And whole time you're not being responsible like a man should be. Because to me now, with the growth I've had is, and I even say this in the morning, are you trying to remind yourself through telling me that you are the man of the house? Or are you trying to say what? Because clearly you're trying to remind yourself, because why we are arguing is because you're not recognizing, you're not taking up your role as the man of this house, and you're telling it back to me as if you're reminding yourself that you're the man of this house. And that is exactly why your house is sinking. And I know it's coming from like a very ruthless taste of things, but it's because I've experienced so many and different tastes of men now. And I'm like, oh dang, there are some real men out here. There are, and they're really good. And we don't even have to go back and forth. I don't even have to be reminded by them that, oh, the man of this house. Anyways, I have to go. It's Kenja. Signed it 1:23 p.m. So do have yourself a lovely day. Thank you so much for listening to me talk. I hope you guys will enjoy this episode. Being our second episode. I was feeling half-hearted, but thank God I took a shower and cleaned myself up. And in the morning it was a little bit harsh. It was. I really had to sit down with my inner child and remind myself. And it takes a lot of work. I mean, people, doing self-work, it takes a lot of work. Doing internal work on yourself, shadow work, really, it takes a lot of inner strength, inner work. So yeah, that's about it, and we are off to go. Mwambie bye.